Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
I'm appalled at what you said on that pod thing. It's disgusting.
This is the After the Show podcast. It's where we get honest and real with yo ass. So sit back, relax, have a blast, because it's time for the After the Show podcast.
Here we go. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast. Awesome. Yeah. It's kind of a crazy story here about instant karma gonna get you. Hit you right between the eyes. This woman in Asheville, North Carolina, who had gone on a racist rant on video in mid-June, has had an interesting circumstance happen to her. This is the local news covering her story when it happened.
Don't touch me! Video from downtown Asheville goes viral. It was shot by a family from Charlotte on Saturday. The video shows a woman yelling racial slurs at them and at protesters near the Vance Monument.
That woman has since received a criminal summons for disorderly conduct. News 13's Caitlin Penner is live tonight. And Caitlin, you spoke with that family about what happened as well as an attorney?
Right, that woman yelling the racial slurs in the video has been identified by Asheville police as Rachel Ruitt. The family and bystanders say that this was unprovoked, and a lawyer that we talked to say that if this video is shown to a judge, then this woman will be convicted of a crime.
Okay.
You can't even play it. Like, it's too heavy. She is going off using the N-word, every other word. Like, the things this dirty, foul woman was saying, TMZ had the full audio.
The lawyer that we talked to say that if this video is shown to a judge...
Kevin wanted you to shut up.
No, it's there's so many snafus in our system. When I turn on the Facebook, it immediately comes on with the audio blaring through on the same channel I played the audio on before. So. But anyway, you were saying, Virginia?
Yeah, if you want to hear the full audio of just how nasty that lady got, it's on TMZ, and it's unbelievable.
They have a lot of those montages of people losing their minds. It's called, usually under YouTube, it's the public freak out or public meltdowns, and they go about 10 minutes long. It's a montage of all these people, and after about 4 minutes in, I start to get anxiety of all these people screaming and yelling and getting each other's face. It's a lot.
It's just crazy just to sit back and watch this stuff. It was amusing for a while. It's kind of terrifying now.
Well, when it gets to racist shit, that's when it's not amusing.
No, there's nothing amusing about that. And on the instant karma part, she just stepped out into the street and was hit by a fire truck and is now dead. So
she's dead?
Yeah.
Dead.
The same lady that like a few weeks ago was going nuts, calling everybody N-word and grabbing her boobs and shaking them at people and telling them to F themselves and tried to attack a child. Like, she went off.
She's dead.
And then she stepped out in traffic, got hit by a fire truck.
Yeah.
That just happened.
It almost sounds like a made-up story.
It's not.
I know.
Everything on TMZ is real.
Yeah. No, it's being covered everywhere. Yeah, she is not in the living category
I
today.
Saw the picture and I saw some of the headline. I guess I didn't realize she died.
She is dead.
Interesting. So there you go. Just that stuff does kind of stand out. But there's been quite an amazing reckoning that has happened in America. I think the last 2 to 3 months really been amazing. I don't know that I've ever seen the needle pushed as far in my entire lifetime. And there had been improvements, probably from my first 30 years. Improvements, but there still was just, I don't think we talked about it, and those kind of like little subtle things kept happening. But boy, stuff I'm seeing today, like even just this week, the Washington Redskins, changing their name.
Yeah, and their owner had doubled down and said, we're never, you can type it in all caps, never changing our name. And now they're changing their name.
That's what happened with the Atlanta Braves. Atlanta Braves said, we're not changing the name. They're double downing on it.
Yeah, people are taking different approaches, and I think it's how you are. In fact, me just even saying the name of the franchise right there, I know that there are some networks that won't even say that, saying that is, the Native American equivalent of saying the N-word. And there may be a day going, hey, can you go back and take out where I talked about the Washington football team? Yeah, it's some people are that sensitive about it, saying that it is on that level of racist, because you're just talking about their skin color and that's what it is. Maybe talking about the Braves, you are talking, in a positive way. And people that have done it right would be like Florida State University, who they went to the Seminole tribe and they said, we're inviting you in. Let's get all the traditions right. Let's do everything right. We want it to be factual. We want it to be a tribute to the Seminole Indians, not anything that is spoofy or disparaging to you at all.
And that's the Atlanta Braves stance, is how they,
Right.
they're saying, look, we're honoring the Native American spirit, and that's what we're about. And it's all positive.
It's a right way and a wrong way. It's very simple.
And then they're inviting, the community involved to get the community involved with the whole thing.
Yeah,
So
it's about the tone. It's about the tone you use. So that's doing it right, doing it wrong. And then, we've been talking a lot about the cancel culture and all that kind of stuff that's going on. And Nick Cannon had something where he kind of stepped into it, just to abbreviate what he had said. He talked about pigment and lack thereof turning you into basically an animal is what it came to. And CBS Viacom, they have relieved themselves of any kind of association with Nick Cannon because of that. And I know that there were a football player last week that got into trouble for some anti-Semitic remarks. So I think, to me, the encouraging thing about this is it is, taking on all forms, and anything that is spurs from ignorance and disparaging of somebody else because of simply how they look.
don't be a cock.
Yeah, and you can't, people just got to learn. You cannot make these sweeping generalizations about an entire group of people based on skin color.
You can't do that with anything.
No matter who you are.
You really can't do that with any gender, anything, because everybody's different.
Mm-hmm. So, so that'll be interesting to see, on the thing. And we talked about this the other day with the cancel culture, where I like the accountability part of it. I'm not a big fan of canceling where it's like, okay, that person, we need to just take them out and erase them from planet Earth. Hopefully we, we're met with consequences. I know when I was a kid, my mom, I get punished, and then it was like, okay, now you got a time for redemption. Hopefully you learned a lesson from that and you're better off because of it.
Someone sent me a message, and I don't know if it was the same person or if it was a different person, trying to tell me, because we talked about cancel culture, they're trying to tell me cancel culture isn't real. And I completely disagree with that. And the reason why I disagree with that is because they're trying to say people are just, it's called, cancel accountability. You're now being accountable for the things you say. I'm just saying that there are literally groups of people that are going out there just to cancel somebody, and they don't have a dog in the fight. They just see that someone's in trouble and they want to have somebody cancel. And their whole point and their whole point of the movie is to cancel that person. In fact, in the actual hashtag, it's cancel Virginia or cancel Kevin. Your purpose is to cancel a person. It is real.
I saw that, and to me, I think it's two different groups, and they kind of made me think about. Yeah, I don't know that because they're talking about the cancel culture, and to me, I like what they put in there where they talked about accountability culture, where I think I'm all for that. Because they said, you're not for it. I said, no, I am all for the accountability. I don't like the cancel where it just feels like we're going to me, that a lot of times has to do with doxing and death threats and doing all this kind of stuff, which I think is completely unnecessary. I don't think it's right. And I think the Amy Cooper story was a great story to model the white woman in Central Park who weaponized race, made a call about it, and the black guy who she had made the call about is the one who is saying she lost her job and they were trying to bring charges. And he's like, I'm not really for that. Like, I feel like the punishment has fit what has happened. She's had enough.
They're still bringing charges. They said they're going to prosecute her despite his...
Sure. And they have, I guess, that right to be able to do that. But to me, I liked his approach where it was... The cancel seems to be the unrelenting. It's not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. We have to destroy you and make sure that you basically don't exist or ever have a life again. And I think that the punishment has to fit the crime, and not all crimes are created equal, like not all punishments are created equal. But I am not a fan of that thing where somebody has made a mistake somewhere in their life and then we're going to ruin it and make sure they never have a life again.
We got to move on. Penelope Starr in the chat room, sick of our talk about all this. We got to move on, Kev. Doesn't like it.
Well, it's a lot of what's going on in the world, girl.
I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I'm just
we've
saying.
done a lot of stupid shit today. I'm kind of running out of stupid shit to do.
People don't like our COVID talk. Cancel COVID talk. I don't know what to tell you guys. It's a fucking pandemic.
It's called the definition of hot topic.
Kind of is.
Yeah.
All right, how about weed edibles? Is that fun enough for you?
There you go.
Joanna said, you will not believe what happened to me with weed. First, let me tell you that in my teenage years, I was a complete stoner. I smoked every day. Fast forward to now, I hardly ever smoke at all. And if I do, it's maybe a puff at a party, and that's all I need to feel the effects. So the other day, I was working at one of my clients' homes, and in the past, she has offered me homemade cookies that did not have weed in them, but this time I unknowingly ate a chocolate chip weed edible. She forgot to label the weed ones. It was purely an accident. At first, I was fine. An hour went by, and I slowly could feel myself getting higher and higher and higher to the point that I thought that I might have a legit panic attack because of how strong these damn cookies were. I'd never eaten an edible before, and it put me on my ass. My mother happened to live close by to where I was, so because I was so scared to even drive home, I drove straight to her house and had to cancel my clients for the rest of the day until my high came down. I was high for the rest of the day, all the way until 1 a.m. This happened on a Friday, and while I wasn't high anymore, I still felt the effects in my body all the way up until Sunday. While this is a hilarious story now, it really freaked me out at first, and my question for Denny's or anybody there, is it normal for effects to last this long from one edible cookie? I never look at a cookie the same.
You do not even need to go to Denny's. You can go right to me.
Okay. Tell us.
Edibles hit you way different, and they can last a long time depending on who made them, where they came from, all of the above. And if you're someone that's not a regular pot person, edibles are going to fuck up your life.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not a huge fan of edibles because they really do. Depending on where you get them from and how they're made and all that, they can take you out. And if you've ever had a bad experience with an edible and then you feel that second time coming, like you feel it coming on again, you get kind of panicked because you're like, shit,
I'm coming back.
I'm going to be in that panic cave for a minute, man. I got to fight this one through. So I would take it slow. Mm-hmm. Take it slow.
Okay. I think that seems to be it. Like, you want to wade into it. You want to start in the shallow end of the pool, have just a little, see how it feels, and then adjust accordingly. Don't be like, hey, I'm going to jump in the deep end and then figure it out.
Exactly. And I think edibles are great for people. Like for you, if you took a little bit of an edible probably and you did it responsibly and you kind of tested out your, what your tolerance is, I think you would do great with an edible. You know me, I see a plate full of fucking cookies or brownies, I'm eating the whole thing.
Right.
So of course I'm gonna have, I'm gonna be a little off.
This one is a little advice for you. Lived the first 34 years of my life in the New York metro area, therefore I have credentials for pizza and bagels. First, I would start at Cannoli Kitchen on Federal Highway across from Blaze Pizza. Also, they have great specialty slices. Get there earlier because those slices are better when fresh. I like the chicken vodka slice. Ooh. They also have a good Sicilian slice. Then head west on 20th Street, past I Heart Mac and Cheese, and turn onto Northwest 2nd. This is all in Boca. You'll find Augie's. They're known for their Sicilian. Head south. Don't bother with Tommaso's on Palmetto Park. They are overrated. Okay. Maybe hit Pizza Time on Camino Real. It's highly rated.
They said Tommaso's overrated? Is that what I heard?
That's what they said here.
I don't know if I agree with that statement. I kind of like Tommaso's.
Okay. On 18th Street, you have two pizza places across the street from each other. Hit up Calufo's for a great basic cheese slice, very thin crust. It's a great balance of flavors, not a heavy slice. It's close to the perfect pizza snack. And then save your appetite, head across the street to Outback to Nona's. Great grandma slice.
Oh. Great grandma slice.
Sounds good. Grandma got a nice pie. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Real saucy.
Yes.
I do love a saucy pie. I'm all about that.
You do. You get extra sauce, extra cheese.
I don't get extra cheese. I actually
don't get extra cheese?
I do only extra sauce and I do regular cheese. The cheese, I don't know, man. It's a young man's game. I think that I'm more of a sauce guy. I hate a dry fucking pizza. Oh, there are some places that are so damn skimpy on the sauce. I'll calm down.
Okay.
Yeah, you're too hot.
I apologize.
Very
You're running
passionate
way
about
too
that.
hot.
You're
Well,
right.
there's the list of the Boca Pizza Tour if you want to take that.
I thank you. This is very kind of you. I love it.
And Haley wanted to recommend to you that I want to see if you'd watch Netflix show Unsolved Mysteries.
I have. I've seen 2 of the episodes. Like the UFO one a lot, only because I did not hear of that story before. I thought the episode 1 was shit.
Okay. Yeah, he said the most of the mysteries are about murder, but there is one episode on an area in Massachusetts in 1969 who exposed seeing a UFO and possibly were on the UFO.
Yeah, I've talked about it a little bit. The Unsolved Mysteries isn't getting a lot of people talking. A lot of people are kind of echoing what me and Virginia are saying. They could have edited them down. They could have had more stories with it.
Not impressed with what they've done so far with that franchise.
And they could have had a great resurgence, in my opinion.
Don't lead with a lame story either. That's how you rope people in to a whole, series like they're trying to do. You can't have your lead story not be that good. The first one is not good.
When they started doing the syndication again with Unsolved Mysteries, they would play it. It would always come on at midnight. And that theme song would hit. And you'd fall asleep. And that theme song would... Yeah.
That's the actual lyrics
Murder.
to the song. Creepy. Let's see. We got an email here. It says, hey, I need your advice. My friend was supposed to be getting married this October, but due to COVID, she had to push her wedding out to June 2021. Her wedding is already costing me a small fortune because it's at a fancy-ass hotel 2 hours from my home. I'm having to spend a ton of money for my husband, kids, and me to stay 2 nights at the hotel, plus she picked an insanely expensive dress. Plus all the other costs that come with being a bridesmaid in your best friend's wedding. My husband and I haven't been real happy with how much this wedding is costing us already. And I've already let her know that I cannot go out of town for her bachelorette party with all the girls because money is tight. Mama got 2 kids. These kids are expensive. I feel bad about missing out on her fun time, but I just can't make it work. And she was very understanding. My problem is that with the wedding getting pushed to next summer, the long-sleeve dark green velvet dress she picked for the bridesmaids doesn't work for a summer wedding.
Oh.
So she reached out to the dress shop, and they are too far into the process to stop and issue a refund. So we're out a few $100s that we had spent on those dresses. She now wants us to pick summer bridesmaids dresses. I don't know how to tell her that I am maxed out.
So you have to pay for the dress that you're not using and then get a new dress?
That's what it's saying.
Oh, that's a mess.
Can't you just tell your friend that you're not doing it because you don't have any money?
She said, my husband is pissed because we have already spent a ton of money on this wedding, and now we are going to have to spend more. I'm super frugal, and the thought of spending any more money is making me sick to my stomach.
Don't do it.
I do not want to buy another dress.
Don't.
Okay. When she first asked me to be a bridesmaid, I told her that money was tight, and I would love to do everything with her, but on the wedding day, just be a guest because I knew the pressure this wedding was going to put on my husband and I. She told me that she could never imagine getting married without me next to her, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, boy.
I was always raised to never accept a handout, and so I haven't asked for her help, but I'm at the point where I literally can't spend another dime on this wedding. What should I do?
Fuck that wedding.
No, don't fuck that wedding.
Just kidding.
Tell your friend exactly what you just told us and just say, look, my husband and I have talked about it, and we don't have even $10 extra. So I can't incur hundreds extra. I just can't. And then put it back in her court. Ask her, what would you do if you were me?
I guess,
see your friend's advice to you. Ask her to pretend she's you for a minute. What would she do if she were you?
I guess I kind of have it always weirds me out when people, they have a tough time sitting down and talking and telling their friends, their close friends, or their family.
Because people are weird about weddings, and weddings are so, like, high pressure cookers.
I get it. All right, okay, never mind.
Hopefully you'll never know. I don't think, based on your track record, I don't think you have to worry about it.
That sounds
Not
like
gonna happen, huh?
Sounds like a slight to me. I don't know. It had the it's like you're making fun of me.
I'm just saying you're probably not going to get married.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Well, if you are not locking it down and you're still throwing it around, here's a way your buddies could prank you. Or it just might be it's a legit site, but it seems like the barrier of entry is pretty low. So I could see where this could be turned into a pranky type thing. STDcheck.com. It's a website that allows you to contact somebody anonymously to let them know that they need to get tested for an STD. So all you do is you just go to the site, you put in somebody's number in the search engine, then after you hit send, the person whose number you used gets a notice that says a sexual partner tested positive for an STD and recommends that you also get tested. For details, visit stdcheck.com/notify, blah, blah, blah. So it pops up on your phone, and the purpose of the site is to get more people tested for STDs, who might need to, but unfortunately the site is being used as a prank for friends because it's so easy to just put in somebody's phone number and then they get that message and then they freak out.
You can put Panda's number in there and send it. Like, what the fuck is what? They should fix that. The STD site, they should make that a little bit more challenging.
Well, I get both sides of it and what they're trying to do. They, if people find out, then they can stop the spread of STDs. But if you know a buddy that likes going, hooked up with a couple chicks in the last couple of weeks and he's bragging to you, you're going, okay,
put his number in the
STDcheck.com, and then that pops up, and then you just, next time you're having a beer, like, oh, dude, I think I got an STD.
Look, that guy may look at the phone and go, someone's totally fucking with me. But when he goes to bed at night, 10% of his brain's going, shit, I did not wear a Jimmy hat.
He's going to think about it.
You could probably get him multiple times. He does it once. He's like, all right, you got me. And then he, goes out and sweeps around and hits it up with a couple more girls and then gets that message again. He's like, oh, I don't know.
Now, if you're not, poking around, it's a joke. But if you're poking around, you don't know if it's a joke or not.
You don't know. Yeah, that's just what I'm saying. And I guess, in a sense, the end result is good because then maybe you freak out and you go get actually tested and you find out. Because, if you've done any poking around, there is a chance that there could be something that came with you.
Even if you're protecting yourself and you're poking around.
Sure. Yeah.
Nothing's 100%, Virginia.
That's this world.
That's true.
So, there's the good and the bad of it. Let me see.
It's good if you want to fuck with somebody, though.
Yeah. I think what somebody sent me here, this is a Cassandra who said, if you guys ever do that, you can't make a face bit again. I think this is what originally gave me the idea. She's like, you got to try this. The ginger super shot. It's like the organic ginger that is there. It's a shot of that. And I think that's what it was because I remember doing that. I was like, whoa. Like, you puckered right up.
I mean, you're not drinking that for taste. You are drinking that for just, I'm being healthy.
If they got those at Publix, I'll grab it for you.
The only thing about them is I don't think they're cheap. That's why I was like, yeah. You can get them at Publix in the produce section. It's ginger, lemon, and cayenne pepper. It's so hard to not make a face. And I think we kind of already did that, didn't we? Didn't you have something with that?
Yeah, I just did it on the cheap because I made it myself.
Right.
Well, didn't we have to eat some kind of fucking or drink a brain or something? Once you go full on
squid ink.
Yeah, once you go full on squid
oyster
ink,
water.
It's kind of, oh no, don't give me that ginger drink. It's fucking nothing. It's child's play.
Yeah. So, but that is tough. That's a fun little game. So, if you don't have a shot collar, you could, still play it with your friends and just punch them in the face or something.
And what's fun you can do, too, is give it to your kid and not tell your kid what it is. The kid goes to drink it.
We got a lot of new fun little games. I like I love that singing game. When you give a word.
Song association game, yeah.
That is such a fun game. Am I the only one that likes that?
I like it, too. I'm just
fun
not.
And easy.
My brain needs like 5 seconds. 3 seconds is really quick, and I tend to choke and freeze up.
So what would be fun is to do that with some drinks and have a relaxed setting. That would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
all right.
You're right.
That'd be how to do it.
And we should play it on the Bitch and the Witch.
Whatever, dog. I've been wanting to do a dance contest with you. You're fucking making an excuse. I've been wanting to do the Bitch and the Witch contest. You're making an excuse. I've been wanting to do a cooking video with you. Dog, I'm lonely. I want to hang out.
I invited your bitch ass to Rocco's birthday.
I think I was doing. What day was that?
That was over the weekend.
I don't know. Get off my ass.
You guys just can't get on the same page.
We just can't get on the same page.
Corona, bro.
Can't get on the same page. Yeah, that's just that's tough there. That's tough. You said that Rocco has gotten onto this app on your phone, Virginia, and is now going crazy and selling everything in your house.
Yeah, so I made a mistake. You know, I told you guys I got a new phone, and I gave Rocco my old phone, but I'm so paranoid about going into any stores. You know, Verizon, you would normally go in and you give them both phones, and they wipe the old phone clean. So you give it to Rocco clean. Well, I didn't do that. I went to Verizon. I did curbside pickup, basically, where they just gave me both phones. And I said, we'll do it at home. I don't want to be standing in the store for a while doing all that. So I forgot to wipe the phone clean before I gave it to Rocco. And all my apps are still on there and active. So he's going, just killing time, going on the Let Go app, which is like a garage sale app. You can go on there and sell your stuff. And he's creating all these ads and selling everything in our house, including my remote control.
What? Wow. Now, let's say he went on and did something even crazier than that. What if your kid did that and sold your car? Like, is that a binding agreement? Would you?
Great question.
How does that work out? I mean, I assume not, because I don't believe minors can enter into a contract, but they might say, doesn't matter because you signed up for this app and we don't know that you did or didn't use it. That's the binding contract.
Rocco's got my remote control listed for $20 on the Let Go app.
It's pretty fucking amazing.
How does he even know how to do that? And the price, I mean, $20, it's kind of a deal.
That's a real good deal. That's pretty amazing that he's able to upload that.
And then this is another email I just got. He put up one of his stuffed animals for $10. Like, how does he know how to do this?
I don't know. What site is out? Do they sell toys on that thing?
They do. It's called Let Go, and it's an app where you can sell like anything from furniture, household goods, electronics. You can sell whatever you have, but if people want to buy it, I think they get your address. Like, if
yeah, because they have to mail it to you.
Well, no, they come to your house and pick it up.
I don't like that.
If it's like a sofa, you can't mail a sofa.
That's debatable. They got some big packages these days.
I think Let Go, a lot of the people just come to your house and pick it up from the front yard.
Yeah, just let go, huh? Just let go.
If I go home and all my stuff is gone, we know what happened.
This is like one of those apps Denny's got me. I forget the name of it. It was one of these weird apps. And we offer up. That's what it was.
Weird people show up to get your stuff.
Well, maybe we were the weird people because we went and got this stuff, and this son of a bitch was weird. It was almost like he was trying to get rid of his couch, but didn't want to get rid of his couch. He was offended. He was selling his couch. It was odd. He had a weird looking dog. Dog kept trying to lick Denny's.
All those forums are just weird. You meet people that should not be met.
Yes, and that's what it is. You're opening your social circle to people you would normally have zero interaction with, but now you're in their living room, or vice versa. They're standing in yours.
His whole place smelled and reeked of like a beef, like a canned beef, and then he was cooking it. It smelled like cheap beef in his apartment. It was terrible.
You can't buy that sofa because then now you got a cheap beef sofa.
Yeah, we didn't buy it.
Why is it creepy people always come with odd smells?
I know, man.
Always. I'd never met a creepy person who'd been in their house and it smelled aromatic.
I've noticed that too. Doing house hunting, you walk in and some of these houses have a fucking gross, weird smell. Even our boy Tim, who's my real estate guy, he'll look at me when the person turns around and goes, "It smells weird in here." I'm like, I don't know, I have a mask on. I can't.
Weird runs deep, man.
It does.
It's the way you talk. It's the way you look.
Well,
but you gotta
look. It's the way you
smell. What's the odor coming from? Like, it could be the carpet, and then if that's the case, like sometimes it's what's below the carpet, like the padding, and then you gotta rip everything up to get rid of the smell.
And of course, the whole house hunting thing, it hasn't gone normal. It's been weird.
Of course, yeah.
The one guy.
It is a weird concept, though. Just going into people's houses while they're there.
And some of the people don't want you there because they're renting and they're not the owner and they want to fight you because you're there.
It's weird by design.
Well, this one guy, so he was showing it to two places, me and then the other people, but they were running late. So we get there at the same time. So it's already awkward. So the guy's like, no, you guys are late. You guys got to wait. So there's already this tension thing kind of with me and this other guy who's looking at the place. So we get in there and my real estate guy, Tim, he goes, he's not wearing a mask. The guy wasn't wearing a mask. He's supposed to be wearing a mask. So Tim goes, you want to put a mask on? I'm not wearing a mask. I got tested. I'm negative. No wearing a mask for me.
Oh,
so
jeez.
now you're
Right.
like going into this guy's house. It smells fucking awful, by the way. This
Smells like Corona.
This place smelled weird. That's what made me think of it. But you're right. There's a lot of weird smells out there. And a lot of it smells like canned beef.
Ugh. Somebody texted and said you can take the ads down, and if anybody contacts you, just tell them it's sold. It's not binding. So that's the good news about that.
Well, I called his sister, who's supposed to be watching him right now. I said, are you aware that your brother is on Let Go selling all of the shit in our house? Can you please delete the app? And Rocco in the background goes, you can't delete it. So she's dealing with that right now.
You can't delete me, Mom.
You can't delete it.
It's a good sign, though. I mean, that's a trait that a lot of really successful businessmen have had. When they were young, they would sell stuff. I mean, I remember Richard Branson. That was kind of his thing. He was selling records or something like that. That's how Virgin started, as a record label. And then John D. Rockefeller, he started off selling candy as a kid.
Is Branson the one with the long, rich person? I'm a regular guy kind of hair, but it's kind of coiffed.
Yes,
is that Branson?
He's got the rich wave.
He's got the rich wave.
Yeah,
he
it's
has
kinda
a swagger.
Rich mullet, yeah.
He does, but it's like, hey, I'm a cool guy. I have money.
His smell is money.
Yes.
That's what he smells like. He just smells like money.
And hopefully Rocco goes that way and not like juvie. That's
you
all
would-
I'm hoping.
You wouldn't allow him to go to juvie,
I hope not.
right?
I would do my best.
Yeah, and then we have to. Oh shit! She'd have come here with juvie stories.
Somebody said, are people able to contact him through the app?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
People are
Oh, yeah.
absolutely able
Yeah.
to contact him.
It's kind of the same theory as eBay. You're trying to buy and sell, and believe me, eBay people love to fucking talk.
Yeah, it's weird stuff. Yeah, those phones, that's the whole thing. It gets away. My daughter was telling me, she's like, you need to look. Like, Canon is on some kind of app, and he talks to, like, this old guy with an Indian accent. I'm like, who? What? She's like, yeah, like some kind of like middle-aged guy. And I'm like, wait, what? And so we've had a talk with him. He's like, oh, it's they don't trace it back. And it's like, I'm like, well, what are you talking to this guy about?
Yeah, what are you guys talking about?
Yeah, what's
this
this
is a guy
conversation?
you don't know who's in his 30s or 40s. Like, why would Cannon need to be talking to
Like,
that
who's
guy?
this guy in America? Is he in India? What's going on here?
What did he say? Who is this guy?
Caitlin's just like, they're just on there talking. She's like, he's just weird. And she's, you know, I'm like, I don't know really what's going on. And yeah, we had that talking to. And, you know, Kim's like, you know, you're not giving, I'm not giving out. I'm just...
This is how these kids, though, get tricked because
Yeah.
the Indian guy, he knows what he's doing. He's done this before.
Probably.
And he's,
what are you doing talking to a 12-year-old?
Exactly.
What kind of conversation are you getting into?
He's not stable, or he's up to no good.
Yeah.
Either way, you don't want your kid talking to some middle-aged guy.
All those apps, all those video games, you never know who's watching, who's playing. The stalker, when me and Denny's were playing the video games, when we were doing those video game runs, she would hang out in the chat room. The stalker that came to my house,
Yeah.
and you knew she was there just by certain things she would say. She makes up like three or four different little usernames she has in our little chat rooms. But they stalkers hang out there. They wait for you. They act like they're a different person. They befriend you, and then they try to fuck you over. I mean,
If Corona doesn't get him, the stalker will.
It's just crazy stuff. It's a wild world out there.
wow, world, crazy world, but we live here.
It is just a wild world. And we're just living in it. All right. Thank y'all for being here today. Got anything you want us to discuss here on the After the Show podcast? Send us those emails. mail@kvjshow.com, mail@kvjshow.com. And go find us on all of our other platforms. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter, YouTube as well. You can watch us there and make sure you follow along to any of those platforms. And then be here tomorrow morning, 7:30, when we're live on the radio for the KVJ Secret Song of the Day. That trip for 3-day, 2-night Casa Marina in Key West. We'll give you that secret song tomorrow at 7:30. Until then, goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.